I feel like this is the UGC era and you cannot go on any social media platform without scrolling and seeing a UGC video.
Here's my tips to becoming a successful UGC creator. This is how I make 7 to 10K a month, all from home.
I make anywhere from about $12,000 to $15,000 a month doing UGC.
I was just paid $1,000.
It felt a bit scammy to me, and whenever it comes to money scammy things that seem too good to be true, I kind of have to do the research. So I decided to do all the research for you guys and make a little UGC series similar to my Making Money with Your Feet series, which I definitely did the ins and outs of that, so feel free to check that out. But this is a whole nother pond that I want to explore and just kind of find out what it's like for beginners and if it's really real and if it's really like all these videos make it out to be. And so I wanted to start off with talking about the idea of what exactly is UGC? Do you need a following? What are the benefits of it? How do you get started? How did I personally get started and not even realize that I was involved in that world, and what I kind of learned from it without being as intentional about it? And then obviously in the ongoing parts of the series, I want to be more intentional about it and share what I learned from it. Now, before we fully get into everything, I really want you to hit that like and subscribe button down below, because I do a new video every single Wednesday helping you figure out adulting. Well, I'm attempting to figure it out myself, and that includes this UGC series that I'm going to be doing. So again, those buttons are completely free. Hit them before we continue. Come on. Free, free, free. Even if you don't want to hit the subscribe button, at least hit the like button. But if you really, don't mind, hit the subscribe button too, because I'm great and you're going to want to see my face again. But either way, let's continue with the video. Let's talk about what is UGC, because I kept hearing the acronym and not really knowing what it stands for and what's considered UGC and what's not considered UGC. I kind of feel like it's a broad term that people use a little bit loosely, but what the actual term means is user-generated content. So it means the user of the product is generating content based on that product. And in most cases, it's a product sent for free to them, and they're supposed to make content about it with some kind of guideline, usually from the company, so that it's not just random content like here's a shoe. Like they want here's a shoe from Spain, here's this, here's that. They want little guiding points to it, and you do not need a following for it, because the point is it's supposed to be user-generated content that's a little bit more authentic, and it's not supposed to be really per se going on their social media platforms. It's more meant for the company's social media platforms. And so that's where it's like you don't per se need a following, but you do need something that gets you those connections to work with those companies to get the free products, so they know to send you the free products to make this content. So it's like you don't per se need a following for it, and we'll go more into that. But it's gonna be, again, for brands' pages. But this term, again, is used very loosely. So not always is it gonna be content that they don't want you to share. Sometimes they will want you to share the content on your social media page or do a review or some kind of way that you're more involved in just creating the content. But overall, what are the benefits of UGC? Well, obviously, I think the biggest one that everyone talks about and you see all the TikTok videos about of like, oh my God, this package came to my door. Like they act like they just got 20 free products sent to them every 5 minutes. But either way, yes, in the general sense of things with UGC, one of the benefits is you do get products sent to you for free. And you get to test out these products, and it is a variety of products. So it's not always going to be like the same things. It might be something from household to clothing to whatever it is that you kind of reach out for the opportunity for, or an opportunity comes to you. And also you get to be creative, because you get to start making content with a little bit more of a purpose than you did before. And also in some cases you do get paid for the content. So it's not always just free products for content for the company, because as you build your portfolio, obviously you're going to be more desirable and potentially more companies are going to know about you. We'll talk about that in a moment more. But either way, in some cases you will get paid for content. Sometimes it'll be something really cheap like $5 here, $5 there. Some people are getting paid thousands of dollars to create user-generated content that they don't even have to share on their pages or have a following. But a lot of times UGC creators end up getting a following because they talk about how they do UGC and other people are interested in that, so they follow them, and it's like they end up becoming a UGC content creator on how to do it, less about their content they create, more about how they do all this whole world, and that gives them a following. But I don't know if it's kind of like it's a part of the world, but it's not. It's like some people just happen to gain a following from sharing their experience with it. So I do have to point out the fact that I accidentally, in a way, was doing UGC for a bit here and there, but I wasn't aware of the term, nor was I being very intentional with it. It was kind of one of those things that I fell into, and I feel like it's important that I mention that before I go down the rabbit hole of actually being intentional with it. So how I did it accidentally was I heard about the idea of reaching out to Amazon sellers to send you free product for doing a review or potentially sharing a photo or a video, and I just had a random connection where that person would tell me like, hey, I have these products available, do you want me to send them to you? And I wouldn't per se recommend this method at all because my Amazon account that I did that on did get taken down because it actually is against Amazon rules to do this in the way that I did. But I did reach out to a bunch of companies, I did get a bunch of products sent to me, and I did reviews on them. I was honest on the reviews. I shared a photo, shared a video here and there. Sometimes I got paid a couple bucks for it, but for the most part it was just free product. And then obviously I was getting whatchamacallit, cash back because I used my credit card on these things, because unlike the proper formal way of doing UGC, this was not so formal. And so I would buy the product and then they would PayPal me the money afterwards. Again, I would not recommend this. There are so many opportunities where you do not have to have any risk associated with it, because there was a chance that they wouldn't send me the money. They always did send me the money for the product that I bought, but it's like, what if they didn't? Like, yeah, I could return the item potentially, but again, we're in a gray area. But there's plenty of opportunities where they'll give you prepaid cards to buy stuff, or they'll just send it to you automatically. It depends on, obviously the hosting site that it's on. So either way, that's how I got introduced to this idea. I was getting sent a bunch of free cheap products. Nothing was really that crazy. And then I did have one company reach out to me to create a TikTok video about my rising desk, and they sent me a rising desk and a chair that were kind of expensive, and I didn't have much of a following on TikTok at the time, but I think they just didn't have a lot of people that said yes to doing it, so I said yes, and they got an Amazon review, I think, and they also got like a TikTok video or something. I don't think anything ended up happening with it, but I got the free product, so I was happy. But again, I wasn't being intentional with it. But I did hear about some apps that I started to sign up for and kind of see how they are, and I've already had some products sent to me. So how exactly can you get started doing this? I would not recommend messaging Amazon sellers. People still mention it, but you have a huge risk of losing your Amazon account and all these other things, and I just think there's a lot better methods than that. I also think it was a very time-consuming method that didn't even really get much of a return. So let's talk about what I do think is a good idea, and that is using apps. Now, I'm not going to per se say this app over this app over this app, because I haven't tried them all yet. That's kind of what my ongoing series is going to be about, is trying all these different apps and different resources to be able to have more UGC opportunities. So either way, yes, the easiest way is to sign up for apps that will create the brand collaborations for you, because instead of you having to reach out to all these individual brands, there's apps and companies that are known for reach out to us if you want us to reach out to people to create your content for you. And they're kind of like that middle ground people that make those connections, and it's a lot easier to start off with. So the ones that I've heard about so far are Influencer, but that one's a little bit different and a little bit older, and I used to do it back in the day, but I wouldn't per se say it's exclusively UGC stuff. I would also say We Sponsored. I just joined that one and have already been sent products. And then Join Brands, which I heard about in another TikTok-y video, but I have not finished the sign up process for it yet, so I'll have to let you know again how We Sponsor is and Join Brands, but there are other apps out there. The key thing is honestly following those UGC creators that talk about how they do the journey, because yes, I think they got a following by talking about how they do it, but I also think they've learned a few things along the way, so they could definitely help out, including me. I will try to attempt to be that UGC person for you guys. It is my next venture, but either way, they'll mention these apps, and I definitely think just sign up for them. And I think the biggest thing is try out apps and websites yourself and see what they're like. Go through the sign up process and do not pay for anything. Don't pay for an app for the opportunity for a brand collaboration or something like that. I did that back in the day for Feet Finder for a video, and let's just say most of the time if they're gonna charge you to do something, like, no, it should be free, or potentially them paying you for you to help them out by you know, having content to create for these brands. But either way, blabbering aside again, don't pay for any apps, don't pay for any services. Use your own time to learn and research and try those apps out yourself. It doesn't hurt. A lot of times it doesn't take that much time and you'll learn a little bit from the process. And then as you're doing it more, I would say build your portfolio, because yes, these apps have UGC opportunities, but usually they're kind of small and there's only so many opportunities. But as you start to build your portfolio and you have content to show to these companies, you can actually reach out to them, because you're not just going to be reaching out to them and be like, send me free product, please. Like, it's going to be more than that. You're going to have something to prove yourself. You're going to prove that I can create this content for you. If you happen to want to send me the product and maybe potentially pay me for it, I can create this for you. But if you're just reaching out to them being like, send me free stuff, I'll make you a video, like, that's probably not going to work out, especially since UGC is getting more popular. Most likely, they're not even going to open the email, the DM, the Twitter tweet you did to them. Like, they're probably not going to notice, because so many people are doing it now. You have to have something that makes you stand out. And a lot of times, something to make you stand out is treat yourself like a business. Have that portfolio, show what you can do, get experience doing smaller things and work your way up to the bigger things. And so a lot of times people build their portfolios on a free website. One of the biggest ones is Canva. I personally love Canva, so I would definitely try out Canva for building your portfolio, showing some of the photos that you can do, the lifestyle photos, the photos with you in it, without you in it, doing videos, doing all these different things that are examples of what other companies wanted, and you create them yourself, either with products around your house or these smaller opportunities you got with these apps. And then once you have something to show for yourself, and obviously you're probably going to get better at creating that content too, then you can start sending your portfolio out to brands. But I'm still learning a lot more about that side of things, because I've had more of the experience of using apps and accidentally creating these opportunities for myself, and now I want to be more intentional about it and reaching out to brands and showing you guys the whole entire process on what it's like for me. So please hit the like and subscribe button down below. I do a new video every single Wednesday helping you figure out adulting while I'm attempting to figure it out myself, and that includes a UGC journey. I really want to give this a full out shot and share my hands-on experience with you. So if you want to watch my experience before you try it yourself, again, hit that subscribe button and I will have videos coming for you guys. And until then, I have a accountant series linked down below on different types of like making money in untraditional ways. So feel free to watch that, and I hope you have a great rest of your morning, evening, night, whatever it is for you. I'll see you Wednesday.